We're going to start with some basic review. So open up an Excel spreadsheet, type in what you see that I have typed. Note that February is misspelled in this cell. I want you to spell it incorrectly. Whether you spell it like mine or not is immaterial. And right click on the Sheet 1 tab and rename this one to Series. And then we'll continue showing you how series work. Excel knows a lot of series, so here you'll see I'm counting by ones, by fives, -1. I'm counting by fractions, both forward and backward. Days of the week I've typed out completely or used the 3-letter abbreviation. Same for the months of the year. We'll just do this first column so you can see what's happening. When I highlight the 1 and 2 and get this little black plus, as I'm going down, you'll see those little numbers. It's telling me I'm down to the 14th one, etc. We're going to go down to row 20, and it's going to count to 20. So it shows us that when we only have one column highlighted. Now I'm going to highlight all of them and come on down, and we see all of this information. And in here it tries to guess what we're trying to say, but because that February is misspelled, it continually throws it in there. It kind of throws the computer off. It's not real sure what we want. These two, K and L, we're going to change to long date so that you can see that the one went day at a time because I started out with January 10 and 11, and the other one went 1 week at a time because I started out with 2 different Wednesdays. So that's the built-in series that it knows and understands, and it does what it can. Now we're going to highlight the cells A1 through A20, the numbers 1 through 20. Copy those however you like to copy. Come down a couple rows, hit the down arrow for paste, hit paste special, hit transpose, and say OK, and it reverses the direction. So now if I copied these and transposed them, it would put them back down in a vertical row. It's just a nice little thing to know in case you've typed everything wrong. You can then switch the directions. Now click on the plus to create a new worksheet. Rename this one to ABSREL, standing for absolute and relative. And in here we're going to put increase and put in 3.25%. And I did type in the percent symbol. And so now we're going to just make up some numbers of current salaries. So we'll start with $10,000, and go down to 15,000. Make both of those currency and no decimals, then get that little black plus and come down until we get to 80,000. So now we want to see what it would happen with the raise. So we want to equal the $10,000 times 1 for the 100% plus the 3.25% raise. I hit F4 to get that $B, $1. If F4 does not work on your computer, you might have to hand type that $B, $1 in. But either way, we want that, and that is an absolute reference. It means it will always point to B1. So now we can drag that one on down, and we see what that raise would be, formatting to dollars and 0 decimals again. I do expect everything all semester long to be formatted appropriately. And so now the advantage again of that Excel, if you typed these numbers in, you get absolutely 0 credit. If I change this to 5.25%, all those numbers instantly change. That's one thing I want you to be aware of. Another thing now, in just some formatting, I'm just going to copy these numbers over and put them over here. You do not want to do this step. But you'll see here how the dollar sign is over to the left. If I now highlight these and go to number, currency, and 0 decimals, now the dollar sign is right next to the actual 10,000 number, the number 10,000. So I don't care which method you use, but I really am opposed to having a spreadsheet that has some of one and some of the other. Be consistent. That's the main thing. Now we're going to hit the plus again. Right click on sheet 3 and call it multiplication table. And in here, I'm typing a 1 and a 2. Then I'm going to highlight those, take it over till I get to the number 12. Then copy that, come down here, paste special, transpose, and I'm going the opposite direction. Here in this one, I'm just going to put the time symbol. I'm going to center that, make it bold, and make it bigger. Now we want to enter in one formula that will work for all of these. So again, if we were to enter in this one, we should have started with 2, but that's okay. If I want to enter in this one, I want this cell times this cell. Then in this next one, I want this cell times this cell. And I'm going to do that in the first 4 cells so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm switching so you can see the formulas. So what I want you to see is what stays the same and what changes. So you're going to put in one formula here in this first cell, and you're going to put dollar signs where appropriately so that then you can copy it down both directions and you will have your complete table. So once you have that correct formula in there, you're going to get that little black plus. You're going to come down and then over. Or you could have gone the other direction. It doesn't matter which way you go first, but you can't go diagonally, meaning I could have gone this way and then this way, either way. But I only have that one formula in there, and now I have all of my answers for my entire multiplication table. I deliberately did not show you that formula. Now we're just going to do some formatting features. We're going to make all of the columns, so I've highlighted everything, and just go between any 2 of them and get this plus sign you see on my screen and make them narrower. And then in here, I'm going to do some background colors on the table, on that part of the table. Anything that you like, but I can still read. And then I'm highlighting just the inside part, formatting the cells, and going to a heavy outside border and a smaller inside, and that is much easier to read. So go ahead and save this entire workbook either as basics or review and submit this in that first Dropbox that's due this first week. Thank you.